Today on Most Buffalo, a major community fundraiser is back in Western New York supporting HIV care and prevention right here in our area. We'll show you how one meal can make all the difference. And speaking of food, from the West Side Bazaar to his own space on Allen Street, we're taking you out to eat at a new spot serving island comfort food. Plus, from vintage fits to a makeshift Stanley Cup trophy, the Sabres hype is taking over Buffalo and beyond. How local businesses are getting in on the action. Most Buffalo starts right now. Hi there, welcome to Most Buffalo. I'm Lauren Hall. Thanks for being with us. Those stories, plus a closer look at some special events, are all coming up on today's show. But first, Buffalo Fashion Week is less than a month away, and this year they are making sure you notice. You may have seen this flash mob, very dignified flash mob style takeover at the Walden Galleria on social media or even in person. This one-of-a-kind promotion is giving people a sneak peek of what's to come. This is all leading up to the Bare Maximum happening May 15th at Babeville in Buffalo. People wearing tables at the mall. Joining us now to explain more is Khalil Carr, Executive Director of Buffalo Fashion Week. Thanks for being back on Most Buffalo.
Thank you, Lauren, for having me.
So what was going on in that video?
Listen, my team, we have the craziest ideas. Obviously, fashion being one of them and bringing it back to the city, but we had to make sure people come to the show, right? And so I was like, what is better than going to the Galleria Mall on a Saturday with everyone there and wearing a table? And it turned so many eyes. Like, I went on TikTok and there was thousands of views and there was like, what's going on, what's going on? I'm like, that's exactly what we wanted.
And what exactly does the table mean or signify, or people were taking selfies? What did you want people to take away from seeing that?
I wanted people, so the poster of our event has like a table on it. So
I love the faces.
Everyone's like, what's going on? The title of the show is The Bare Maximum. So basically we're pushing maximalist attire. So some people, in Buffalo specifically, we're a lot of minimalistic attire. So that's like a shirt, pants, etc. We want to promote when people wear maximalist fashion. So that might be over the top outfits, over the top suits. So we just went over the top for the poster, and we said, let's bring it to life. So that's really the backstory of the table. Again,
so this was a viral video on social media, but this is all to promote your event coming up in May. So tell us a little bit more about what people can expect at that.
Yes, so on May 15th, Buffalo Fashion Week returns with the Bare Maximum at Bayville, Buffalo. This will be our 10th show, Lauren. 10 shows in 3 years is insane. My team has been working for the last 3 years to make sure we perfect this and really bring fashion back in Buffalo. But May 15th is our show, and we want to invite everyone out who wants to see something new, who doesn't have anything to do on a Friday, wants to come and see what fashion is about in Buffalo, see some local designers. That's what I want you guys to come see. I want you guys to see what's happening in the heart of your city, the arts, the culture. It's booming, it's here, and we're leading it.
And the video that we're seeing now is from one of your events that you did last fall. You're doing Buffalo Fashion Week twice a year.
Yeah.
And tell us what we're seeing here and just how it's grown since you took this event over.
Right now you're seeing some older clips from our fashion show that happened in October. We had over 600 to 700 guests that just came to literally watch performers. These are kids from high school, colleges, even adults, boutiques. They just come together to just bring this to life. And what you're seeing is just an art movement. A full art movement, period. And fashion is, we're just giving the platform. That's what Buffalo Fashion Week is. We don't make the clothes, we don't make the models, we just make the platform, and we want you to come and present yourself.
And we know that the one coming up in May will all culminate with this big event at Bayville, but it is a week of events as well.
So yeah, so Monday we do a private event for our sponsors and community leaders. It's a designer preview. They get to show one piece from the collection that's going to happen on that Friday, and it's going to be at the Buffalo History Museum. And then on Friday we're going to have the show, and then obviously the after party after, and then on Sunday, it's kind of a networking event. It's going to be a creative event at Legacy House Studios where vendors are going to come. There's going to be panelists. We're going to bring some panelists from outside the city and just make it a full week of just fashion amplification.
And we know you came here. Buffalo's not your hometown, right? You came here for school.
Buffalo is my hometown, but Buff State is where I've really been at for a long time, and a lot of people on my team wasn't from Buffalo, so they all came from New York, and they supported me building this. So it was like, it wasn't easy to have a Buffalo mindset and do fashion without the team that I had from New York. So yeah, my team is from New York. It may be confusing, but yeah.
But you are working full-time in fashion.
Yeah,
with You Wear a Cap right now and doing this as well. And I mean, what does it mean to you to be able to stage these events and to feel the energy at these shows that you've done going on 10 times now?
It feels amazing. I get the opportunity to work full-time at a fashion organization and also do my personal passion on top of that. It's such an amazing opportunity to have that, and to make it as big as it is. Like, honestly, my first show had 70 people, and we have multiplied that by almost 10 in 2 years. So who knows where it's going to go. Amazing. And people can, of course, still get their tickets. If, again, the event is coming up May 16th at Babeville. Where can people get their tickets, Khalil? You can get your tickets at buffalofw.com/events, or you can just follow our page at Buffalo Fashion Week. If you have not followed our page, you're missing out on all the fun that we're doing. Like, we're literally popping out everywhere in the city, and you don't want to miss that. So people might be walking around wearing plates elsewhere? Yes. Between now and then? Exactly. Okay, keep your eyes peeled for that. Okay. Khalil, thank you so much. He is the executive director of Buffalo Fashion Week. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Lauren. And from the runway to the big screen, the Gowanda Hollywood Theater is marking a major milestone. The historic space is gearing up for a big celebration on the exact weekend it opened 100 years ago in 1926. Two on your sides, Rob Hackford takes us inside to see what's next.
The showboards at the Gowanda Hollywood Theater are getting their finishing touches, telling the story of a space 1 century old. Previously, there was an opera house, Gowanda Opera House, that was here that burnt down in 1924. A space that rose from the ashes but continues to glow.
We're just so proud of what we've been able to accomplish over 20 plus years, and there's more to come, and there's more to renovate.
Board members Amelia Jarzinski and Dana Anderson are excited to welcome new and returning faces with a Centennial Gala Friday, 3 acts for $10 on Saturday, and a free silent movie and birthday celebration this Sunday.
If you're a fan of architecture, if you're a fan of history, if you're a fan of saving old things, a fan of movies, of music, of theater, of live theater, this is a wonderful place to come enjoy.
It's a good view from up here. A view that in the last 5 years has changed dramatically.
We've been able to bring in the new curtains, the new seats, the new carpet, the flooring. The pretty things have happened.
Less pretty things like the cement roof above the stage now need replacing.
We're going to put the riggings for backdrops for the curtains and those side curtains and stuff, that the rigging that needs to hold them up, it's not enough for the ceiling. So
it is constant to keep a beautiful building like this in the shape that it's in now.
The hope is as the theater continues on into the future, it becomes more of a community hub and place for artistic expression.
Gowanda has a community of volunteers that are just so dedicated to the preservation.
And with good bones and good neighbors, the Gowanda Hollywood Theater is ready to turn the key on another 100 years. On your side, Rob Hackford, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Robin. From the South Towns to downtown Buffalo, another movie theater is getting new life. Scene One Entertainment will cut the ribbon on a new theater inside the former AMC at the Market Arcade this Wednesday, April 22nd. The theater will show all classic films on opening day, and tickets will cost just $5, with proceeds benefiting local charities. The previous AMC theater closed back in December due to declining sales. And this one's for all the teachers. Consider this your permission slip to clock out and laugh it off. The Is It Friday Yet comedy tour from Bored Teachers is bringing all new jokes and the kind of classroom chaos you can enjoy to Shay's Buffalo Theater. Take a look.
You know you're a teacher if
your raise was 37 cents this year.
If summer break feels less like a vacation and more like witness protection.
If you've ever heard your name repeated 100 times in a single morning.
Can anyone relate to that if you're a teacher? The tour stops at Shay's on October 24th at 7:30 p.m. This is part of a massive run hitting more than 90 cities across the U.S. and Canada. The group has built a global following with millions of fans and viral videos seen around the world, all to provide some comic relief to our hardworking teachers. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now with general sales starting Monday. Meanwhile, a critically acclaimed novel is now center stage at Shea's Performing Arts Center. Water for Elephants just opened in Buffalo. Performers there say it is quite a bit of artistry that brings the show to life, including an exciting love story, acrobatics, and of course, puppetry for Rosie the elephant.
We worked with our puppet director, Joshua Holden, to really work on bringing Rosie to life and seeing how she interacts with Jacob and Marlena, and when is she happy, when is she upset, and what interests her and what excites her. And it's been really gratifying. John and I came in with no puppetry experience into the show, and so we got to use our experience as dancers and actors to learn this new specialty.
And Water for Elephants runs through this Sunday. Tickets are still available and start at just $50. And Mariah the Scientist is coming back to Buffalo this summer for a show at Terminal B at the Outer Harbor. The Atlanta-born R&B singer first broke out with her 2019 debut album, Master. She's best known for tracks like Burning Blue and Is It a Crime? She takes the stage with special guest Layla on Saturday, June 6th. And the Great New York State Fair is adding a major pop rock name to this year's lineup. The All-American Rejects will make their first ever fair appearance, performing Wednesday, August 26th at 8 p.m. Known for hits like Move Along, Dirty Little Secret, and Gives You Hell, the band has sold more than 12 million albums worldwide. They are also working on a new album called Sandbox, set for release in May. The concert is part of the 2026 Chevrolet Music Series, which will feature more than 40 national acts this year. The Great New York State Fair runs through August 26th through Labor Day. And ahead here on Most Buffalo, local restaurants are coming together for a cause. How one meal out can support a vital mission, providing HIV care and prevention right here in our area. Back now on Most Buffalo, and we are hearing about a major community fundraiser supporting HIV care and prevention here in our area. Dining Out for Life Western New York returns on April 30th with dozens of local restaurants donating a portion of sales to Evergreen Health. Since 2003, the event has raised more than $1.5 million for HIV services across the region. And joining us in studio is Matthew Crean Higgins, Associate Vice President of Specialty Care for Evergreen Health. Thanks for being here, Matthew.
Thank you so much for having us, Lauren. We appreciate it.
And the big thing this year is this is a new time of year for Dining Out for Life.
Yeah, indeed. Nationally and in Canada, Dining Out for Life is usually celebrated in the springtime, and so we're moving to join all of the other entities across the nation and in Canada to drive awareness of HIV services and prevention services as well.
And so how do people get involved?
Essentially, you're going out for dinner, and when you go out to dinner, the restaurant that you choose to go to is donating a portion of their proceeds to the organization for our work on HIV treatment and prevention. There's not much you have to do except for to go eat, invite your friends, and think about what HIV treatment and prevention means to you and to your community.
And we know it's coming up on April 30th, so an easy date to remember, the last day of April. And we're seeing some pictures from previous years. And like you said, to think about the cause and as you share your meal with friends. And what kind of things do you want people to think about?
I think when we think about the evolution of HIV, things are a lot different than they used to be, but it's important to remember too that even though the situation is better, there's still a lot of work to do and a lot of ways to support that. It's important for us to know that we all have an HIV status. It's good for us to know that, but good also for us to support people who are anywhere on that continuum. And this is a good way to do that and to be thinking about what you know and what you think you know about HIV.
What should more people know?
I think the things that are important for people to know is that when a person is diagnosed with HIV now, their treatment course is usually very, very successful, and people live very healthy lives. Also, if a person has ongoing potential to be exposed to HIV, there's medication that they can take to reduce their risk. Things are way different than they used to be, but you know, it's hard to overtake old information. So this is a good time too to think about how much progress there is and how this has moved to being a truly treatable condition with the help of organizations like ours and the support of people who attend things like Dining Out for Life.
Yeah, just in the lifespan of the event, right? The fact that it's been going on since 2003 and so much progress has been made just in that time.
Thinking about the work in that time, like there are things that we can say and can do now for people and with people that would have seemed impossible at the time that this event started. And that is in part thanks to people attending things like this, keeping awareness up, keeping a spirit of curiosity, and also keeping a spirit of affirmation when it comes to people living with HIV and people with ongoing potential for risk.
And what does it mean to have so much involvement from the restaurants as well, that they're donating a portion directly back to our community services, health services center here?
Yeah, I think it demonstrates a strong commitment from local business owners to making sure that our community gets what it needs. Also, Key Bank, the sponsor for the event, is matching dollar to dollar up to $12,000 of what the restaurants contribute. So there's a lot of ways that this is making impact, but we're really appreciative, especially to these local businesses that are dedicating a part of their night to making sure that we can continue supporting our organization and providing these services to the people that need them.
Any specific services that you would like people to know about, or that maybe not enough people do know about?
Yeah, I think that something that's important to know is that there's not just one course of what a person needs if they're living with HIV or if they have potential for exposure. And the work of our organization is to really look at what a person has and what they need to get to where they want to go. And sometimes that means access to a food bank. Sometimes it just means a supportive ear. Sometimes it means making sure that people know what insurance they might need and what it can actually do. And so I think that's something that's important for people to know, is that the organization and the support that you're giving to this isn't just filling one cookie cutter thing. It's looking at each person's individual need and figuring out what we can do best for them.
Yeah, it sounds like a really all-encompassing type of support.
Yeah, indeed.
Again, Dining Out for Life coming up here in Western New York, April 30th, in the spring this year. In the past, it's been in the fall. Matthew, where should people go to make their reservations and to check out all the restaurants participating?
Yeah, you can go to diningoutforlife.com/cities/Western New York, or WNY.
Hopefully it'll be a great night out for a bite out to eat, maybe even patio weather.
Indeed, could be, who knows, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for being here. Matthew Crean-Higgins is the Associate Vice President for Specialty Care at Evergreen Health. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And sticking with restaurants right now, it's time to head out to eat. And a new restaurant in Allentown is bringing bold Caribbean flavor and a story of determination to Buffalo. Come along as we meet the man behind Chef Big Wayne's Jamaican Cuisine. The smell hits you before you even walk in. Spices, smoke, and authentic island flavors. At Chef Big Wayne's Jamaican Cuisine in Allentown, every dish starts with a dream.
I was working as a private chef back home, and I always say, when I come here to America with her, I want to open a restaurant.
That dream brought Dwayne Jones to Buffalo in 2023, and now he and his wife are opening their own restaurant in Allentown. After building a following at the Westside Bazaar, he's serving up customer favorites in a new space.
We have the jerk chicken, we have the oxtail, that's my biggest seller.
For many, it's a chance to try something new.
So the whole fish is a whole red snapper. We fry it and make a vinaigrette. We call it escovitch sauce.
A taste of Jamaica and a sign of how far he's come.
It feels good, because I tell you, I got here 2023, and to be here today, I'm happy, It's a lot of growth.
With a grand opening set for April 23rd, Chef Big Wayne is already thinking ahead.
Yeah, it's my dream, but I want to go bigger.
What's bigger?
So bigger is more, a bigger space, have one space so I can do dining and catering and takeout.
Find Chef Big Wayne at 242 Allen Street, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. And new right now on Most Buffalo, mark your calendars, the Buffalo Cherry Blossom Festival is returning April 25th through the 26th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The 13th annual event takes place at the Buffalo History Museum and Japanese Gardens, where the blossoms draw thousands each year. The festival will feature live music, vendors, food trucks, and activities, along with special events inside the museum like origami. If you're planning to go, parking is free in lot R14 on Buffalo State's campus. And a major expansion project at the Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens is now more than halfway complete, bringing new accessible entrances, event space, and educational opportunities to the historic campus. 2 on your sides, Natalie Foss takes us behind the scenes of the transformation.
Right here behind me is the renovations for the Erie County and Buffalo Botanical Gardens. Now, as you can see, they say that this is 55% of the way done. The new expansion is going to include new ADA accessible entrances as well as a bus drop-off loop, plenty of new places for plants and nature. There's also going to be 2 classrooms for them to be able to bring in classes, run workshops, and there'll be an event space as well called the Canopy for weddings, showers, company events. They say this is really important to them to be able to continue to show cultural institutions have a strong place here in Buffalo and Erie County.
We're bringing together a connected campus that enhances the overall visitor experience. The new building is truly something special. Its exposed natural wood and mass timber design reflect our deep respect for the planet while honoring our legacy. Throughout the campus, visitors will discover perspectives and beautiful views that foster a deep connection with nature and the surrounding South Park landscape.
The entire project is expected to be completed in early 2027. The Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens, though, remains open throughout the project, so you can still come and enjoy the Botanical Gardens while you wait for that ribbon cutting. On your side in Buffalo, Natalie Foss, Channel 2 News.
Thanks, Natalie. And a major public art initiative is coming to Buffalo's waterfront. The Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation and Arts Services Incorporated are now accepting applications for the Canalside Mural Fest. Organizers say the project will transform Canalside into a living gallery as part of the 250th anniversary of the United States. Selected artists will create live murals over 2 days in July, each inspired by themes connecting New York history, community, and the legacy of the American Revolution. Applications are open now and must be submitted by May 13th. And still to come on Most Buffalo, that perfect playoff look is getting harder to find by the hour. We'll show you how some local shops are helping Sabres fans lock in vintage style. Back now, and the Sabres are the talk of the town no matter where you go. As the playoffs get underway, fans are looking for the best fits to wear to support the team. And we had the chance to check in with one local retailer offering up hard to find at times vintage Sabres merch. Some people are really on the search for the best vintage gear they can find. We're here at the Vintage Raiders on Delaware Avenue in Kenmore with owner Jonathan Zelasco. And what are you seeing? What are people coming in and asking you for?
Everyone's looking for the go-ahead jerseys. It has to be a highly quality piece that I'm wearing right now. This is one of them, the Hasek jersey, the most iconic. Between Hasek, LaFontaine, Satan, Miller, everyone's looking for those jerseys, specifically goat-head, and they won't last on the shelf longer than 2 days.
And why do you think that this recent success of the team in breaking the playoff drought is bringing back some of that nostalgia?
So a lot has to do personally, I think, with the Bills. We got a big, strong fan base here, and they want somebody else to choose to root for other than just the Bills and the Bandits. So now we got someone to root for. And with that being said, go Sabres.
Is this the most Sabres fans you've seen in your store in the 3 or 4 years you've been here in Kenmore?
100%. This has been the most frequently asked question is, do you have a goat-head jersey?
If people are looking, again, these playoffs are starting in just a couple days. If people are looking for that perfect thing, what would your advice be?
Get here soon. Get here soon. That's my biggest thing. And then also do your research. Do your research and check Marketplace. You definitely will find some gems. But also, if you want to cut the experience short and just come right in and go to the rack you need, feel free to stop in. I have racks for every size from little people all the way to 3XL.
Again, we're here at the Vintage Raider right on Delaware Avenue in the village of Kenmore. Jonathan, thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And another well-known vintage shop in Buffalo is helping Sabres fans lock in that game day look. The line wrapped around the block at Queen City Vintage last weekend with dozens hoping to score a vintage fit. And if you're looking to trade in old Sabres or Bills gear that you have at home for something new, the shop says it will be closed this Sunday, but you can still find them at the Lucky Flea. They'll be set up there buying your gear at the event. Again, that's happening Sunday, April 19th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Rock Dome's Minetta Hall in Henrietta, just outside Rochester. And we know Buffalo fans have been waiting years, a decade and a half, for playoff hockey to return. And another local shop has a giant good luck charm ready to roll. Inside a custom stainless steel fabrication shop, workers built a massive Stanley Cup replica back in 2007 using some leftover metal. It stands at 8 feet tall, spans about 40 inches across, and tips the scale at around 300 pounds.
The owner of the company at the time in 2007 was a big Sabres fan, still is. And we had some leftover stainless steel material from a job because we're a custom stainless steel fabrication company. So he suggested that we manufacture a Stanley Cup. The last time this saw the light of day was the intersection of Hurdle and Elmwood. That's where our original building was. We moved here in 2022, and we've just been hanging on to it, hoping to be able to use it again someday.
And the business says you're welcome to stop by the parking lot to take a photo with the cup, and says several people already have. You can find it at 349 Sawyer Avenue in Tonawanda. And that'll do it for this edition of Most Buffalo. We'll see you back here for another live show on Monday at 2:30, but you can always find us here on WGRZ+. Have a great day.